Looks like it's time to go outside and touch grass with my bare feet. I think I stepped on dog shit. Hello everyone, I'm ProHawk, and welcome to ProHawk Tunes. And this is my real first story time animation ever, like the real. And today, I'm going to be talking about feeling weird about touching grass with feet. Touching grass is a boring thing to do.
I want to die.
So, let me explain. There are 3 things that make me feel about touching grass. Let's start off with number 1. The first one is stepping on dog shit, which is gross. When I was 6 years old, I went to Round Memorial Park. Once I find a perfect spot, I took off my shoes, and my feet smells like rotten salmon. And then I ran, and going around circles. And 15 minutes later, I see the white dog sitting, and I think it's shitting. So I run to it, and once the dog walked away, I stepped on dog shit, and that was a mistake. I was a dumb kid. I sure have chased the dog in the first place. And look what it made me did. My feet are more stinkier. I wash it with a bottle of water, but it keeps getting stinkier. So after the picnic, I went home and I go to the bathroom and wash my feet, and now it's clean. I learned a lesson that I should never step in dog poop because it's stinky. Since I finished number 1, let's move on to number 2. The second one is stepping on pointy things like broken glass. When I was 7 years old, I went to the backfield and I decided to play alone. I also took off my flip-flops. Then I walked. And a few seconds later, I stepped on a pointy thing, which is a broken beer bottle. And then I scream. And I pull it out, and all I see is a tiny bit of blood. And it didn't hurt a lot. When I turn around, I see a drunk neighbor. And I was like, "Watch where you're throwing, you fool!" But if the glass piece was bigger, then my feet will bleed more. And this is why I shouldn't step on broken pieces of glass. And after that, let's move on to number 3, and the finale. The third and final thing about touching grass is stepping on dirty wet tissues. Back in elementary school, I totally see a wet grass. And when I took my shoes off, I started to walk. And a few seconds later, I stepped on a dirty wet tissue. And I totally feel grossed out because of the thickness of that tissue and poop particles. And my foot is almost dirty, but not quite. After recess, I went to classroom and nobody noticed about my smell of my feet. And I'm totally lucky for not getting kicked out of the class. After school, I went home and washed my feet. And 30 minutes later, it's finally clean. And this is the reason why I shouldn't touch the dirty wet tissue. After I talk about the 3 things, I'll tell you the moral. And it's simple. The moral of my story time is look down before you walk. Whether there's pieces of glass or poop or anything. And that is the moral of my story time. Thank you so much for watching.